Good morning. It's almost time. It's almost here. As of this recording, there is exactly 1 week left until Art Fight starts, and I am so excited. Since this year is a bit of a landmark year with their 10-year anniversary and all, and the recent influx of a bunch of new users and popularity for the site, they decided to do 3 teams this year, which is so cool. I am Team Mystery, by the way. Please join. So, I'm Lem. And with Art Fight looming so close on the horizon, I thought it might be high time to go ahead and show you my favorite 3 attacks from Art Fight last year. Starting off, here's the beginnings of my attack on Fine Scam's Sun Elf character, Solion. Apparently, they have quite a few AUs for him, but I decided to go with the one that is his fantasy AU design, where he was born as a prince of the Sun Elf nation based in the desert. So, a little bit about my thought process for this one. Right off the bat, I went into this having a really solid idea for it based on literally one little line they had in his description at the very end where they mention that he really likes to go riding to a nearby oasis with his horse named Atra. Fun fact, I bet you didn't know about me, but when I was a little kid, I had a massive phase where I only ever drew horses. I drew them, read about them, watched endless YouTube videos about them, and basically didn't care about drawing literally anything else other than horses. I even drew all my real life friends as horse sonas from that one TV show, if y'all remember it, called Horseland, which in all reality I never even watched. So I'm a fake fan. But I just liked the art style that I saw in one of the coloring books that I had that my aunt gave me. All that aside, I basically just wanted to set myself up to tell you that I still love drawing horses. I guess all that early practice and filling out endless sheets of printer paper with Horseland and my little pony drawings paid off in the end, since now I mostly don't even need a reference to draw a horse from a super easy angle side view. Which honestly, that's kind of hilarious to me because I know that most people consider horses super difficult to draw. So I guess I'm just crazy like that. I don't even know. Anyways, I had a really solid idea in my head for this piece because I saw this one really good pose for a horse swimming with a model in a pool on Pinterest. I don't think I actually even pinned that pin, so unfortunately I can't go back and look at it, but trust, I remember the image exactly as I saw it on the screen, and the poses pretty much looked like this. Moving on to a little bit about Fine Scam's characters. Follow them on Instagram and on Artfight, by the way, at Fine Scam. But this is Solion, the Sun Elf, and he is considered to be a dutiful yet stern man who is secretly deeply unhappy with himself, although he'd never let it show. He was born second in line for the throne, right behind his only minutes older twin brother, Demian. Although he was still a prince, he always yearned for the power bestowed on his older brother. After years of living in his shadow, Solion began to really resent his brother, who often goofed off, shirking his princely responsibilities as heir and not taking his role very seriously. After the untimely death of their mother, Solion slowly began to sabotage Demian, spreading rumors and interfering in political affairs to make his brother look incompetent. Soon, with the help of his secret meddling, political favor turned, resulting in Demian's ultimate deposing and exile from the kingdom. He now works too much and has become paranoid that his twin might come back and try to kill him one day to take the throne back for himself. In his free time, he usually trains with his sword to max out his fighting skills, as well as taking rides to the oasis with Atra. If you're intrigued and you want to learn more about Solion or any of his other AU counterparts, go ahead and check out Fine Scam's page. Anyway, here is the final piece. Up next is Lucidity's killer clown / jester character, Roulette. So Lucidity didn't have as much info on their page about this character as some of the others in this vid, but Roulette initially caught my eye because of his bold color palette and simple shaped design. Whenever I was looking at the reference images they have of him on there, he was really reminding me of a shark with the way his nose and his teeth were drawn. It was especially giving sharp vibes in his side profile they had of him on there, where you can kind of see how his nose is kind of just like a little muzzle type bump type thing that goes right into his mouth without a prominent nose bridge or nostrils or anything. To be honest, I don't think I quite captured the sharkiness of his design all that well, and I kind of ended up humanizing his face a little bit too much. But I love the dynamic pose that I gave him where he's kind of mid-leap. That part, at least, felt very predatory and very sharky, which is definitely the kind of shape language that I think fits his character, since his job in his universe is as an assassin who works for the owner of a very wealthy casino. In Roulette's world, people's glowing hearts have become their main form of currency. Because of that, jobs and contests involving murder and the stealing of said hearts have become increasingly more common and popular. Even though he's only 19, Roulette has become very skilled at his job of killing people and stealing their hearts, and is often used in the arena at the casino to eliminate anyone who's on too large of a winning streak. Competition is one of his favorite things, and he seems to thrive under the pressure. He always loves a good challenge, especially if it involves his adept agility and flexibility. He's fast, adaptive with many types of weapons, and unafraid to get his hands dirty. And he has a sack of backup lives, just in case he gets in a bind. He'll definitely see you before you see him, since he also never takes off his disguise. This is one character I'll be glad to never meet in person. If you want to see more from Lucidity, consider checking out their Artfight or Toy House profiles. They have like 40 OCs up right now, ranging from angels to sparkle dogs to cute little anthro guys. And that's the finished piece, chat. We are now doomed. And last but not least, for my favorite attacks of last year is Honey 8K's character, Solaire. It's kind of funny how I ended up doing 2 characters with solar-themed names. I swear I wasn't trying to do that, but it just kind of ended up that way. Also, it's funny that both of those characters are a bit of a villain in their own universes. Although I, high-key, love to draw it. In real life, I'm actually super uncomfortable with seeing blood or gore, but this will be the second piece in the video with a bit of the red stuff smeared on. If this is your first video of mine, just know that I also make lots of happy art too. I promise. I'm not a horror-only artist. Anyways, in this drawing, I was going for a kind of fake anime screenshot type vibe where you can't see everything that's happened. Gotta keep it, PG-13 for like the art fight permissions, of course, but it's implied that the main character, Solaire, has been on a bit of a violent streak with the enemies of his organization. I'm not sure I totally nailed the screenshot vibe because I think it still looks a little too clean in the end, to be honest, but you'll have to tell me what you think, if it reads well or not. I did this piece before I learned about the existence of the add noise layer, and before I found out that you're actually supposed to downgrade the quality of your image a little bit at the end so it looks kind of crunchy the way the old animes look, if you know what I mean. So yeah, there's a little room for improvement, but overall, I really like how it turned out. So earlier I mentioned that Solaire is in a bit of a nefarious organization, but I didn't tell you anything about it. So here's a tidbit of what Honey 8K wrote. According to his art fight profile, Solaire is the second commander of a tyrannical organization called the Chrome Order. He's considered by most to be a cold and reserved person, and he works closely with his companions Scarvif and Yahoo.
Sorry, bro.
To carry out the will of the Chrome Order, often involving the removal and subsequent disposal of their enemies. To do that, Solaire relies on his hemomancer abilities, which allow him to control, shape, and draw power from the blood of himself and others. His preferred weapon is a katana, conjured from his own blood, and once he's done his work, he's sometimes been known to finish off the body disposal by having a little meal out of them. One thing is for sure, do not cross Solaire or the wishes of the Order, or your next breath might be your last. And those are my favorite 3 attacks from 2025. Maybe this year I'll try and focus on some more happy drawings.
Probably not.
Well, that's all for me. Good night.